What is the best way to translate tricky idioms? Imagine trying to explain a joke or a saying from one language to another. It's not just about swapping words. It's about capturing the true meaning behind the phrase. That's what makes translating idioms so tricky. Idioms are expressions whose meanings aren't obvious from the individual words. For example, when someone says raining cats and dogs, they don't mean animals are falling from the sky. It means it's raining very heavily. The challenge with idioms is that they are deeply tied to a culture's history, traditions, and beliefs. They often reference specific stories, customs, or superstitions unique to that community. When you try to translate them word for word, the meaning can get lost or become confusing. That's why the best way to translate idioms is to find an equivalent phrase in the target language that conveys the same idea and emotional tone. For example, in German, the phrase Ich drücke die Daumen literally means I press my thumbs for you, but it's used to say I am keeping my fingers crossed in English. Both express hope for good luck. When similar idioms exist in both languages, replacing one with the other keeps the message intact. But not all idioms have direct counterparts. When they don't, translators often use paraphrasing, which involves explaining the idea in simpler words. Take the English idiom, let the cat out of the bag, meaning to reveal a secret. Many languages don't have a direct equivalent. Instead, a translator might choose to say reveal confidential information to make the meaning clear. Sometimes, if an idiom is too culturally specific or confusing, it's better to omit it altogether. Literal translation can work for some phrases like cold feet, which means feeling nervous or hesitant. This phrase can often be translated directly into many languages while keeping its meaning. To do this well, translators need to understand their audience and the context. For formal documents, accuracy and clarity are key, so literal translations might be necessary. For casual or creative writing, capturing the spirit and emotional impact is more important. Consulting native speakers helps because they understand how idioms are used today and which ones are still common. They can also spot outdated phrases that might confuse modern readers. Using bilingual dictionaries and online resources can help find culturally relevant equivalents. Machine translation tools like Google Translate often struggle with idioms because they translate word by word, which usually doesn't work well. Staying updated with how language changes over time is also important. Idioms fall in and out of fashion, so using current expressions makes translations feel natural. In the end, translating tricky idioms is about balancing fidelity to the original message with respect for the target culture. It's a skill that requires deep knowledge of both languages and their cultural backgrounds. The goal is to preserve the original meaning and emotional tone while making it understandable and relatable in the new language. That's what makes translating idioms both a challenge and an art.